Okay, here we are. Woo! I'm excited, guys. It's been a while. What's up? We have a very exciting video to go over today. This is Brian Shaw actually getting on the table and pulling with Devon Larratt. This is a super exciting video because obviously we know for the past 5 months or so, Brian Shaw has been taking his arm wrestling training very seriously. He's arm wrestled Eddie Hall and he won that match. He has another arm wrestling match coming up with Brandon Allen. And I don't know if you guys are keeping up with this. I hope you are. If you're not, welcome to the world of arm wrestling, where there are some very big and exciting things happening. Right now, there is formerly multiple world's strongest man, Brian Shaw, who is getting into the sport of arm wrestling and taking it very seriously and is being trained by kind of like the arm wrestling protege, tip of the spear, argued as the best arm wrestler of all time, Devon Larratt. Of course, he's not actually the best, because then there's Levon Staganashvili, who is a 4-story building walking on legs, and he's never been defeated. He is the Georgian Hulk, and nobody's ever stood a chance against him. But I think for the first time in history, the West, North America, will have somebody, aka Brian Shaw, that stands a chance to actually taking down the crown out of the European hand of Levon Staganashvili. Now, I don't think we're quite there yet. Obviously, I think we have probably years to come before that happens, a year, 2 years. But I do believe that Brian Shaw is the man to get the job done. He's taking it very seriously. He's loving it, man. He wants it. He's hungry for it. So with all that being said, let's get into this. Let's watch it.
Brian Shaw. Team West's #1 prospect. Find me an amateur that's stronger than Brian Shaw, right? Dude, this is gonna be...
What a hard-ass thing to say, dude. Chill.
You're gonna love this practice. You got a house full of workout equipment here. Austin should have the best club in all of North America, right? Yeah. Should have the best club. All the leadership in North America seems to be moving to Austin, right? That's right. Should Texas. Right?
Everything's bigger in Texas.
So this video opens up with Devon Larratt, with Brian Shaw walking into a dimly lit tin roof garage. I love this, man. Somebody's obviously just barring out somewhere with a arm wrestling table packed full of people, children, women, men, all together for the love of arm wrestling. And Devon Larratt is on the table, presumably, if we know Devon Larratt, which we do. It's been hours at this point. He's been on the table for hours nonstop. He's gripped up with every single person in the vicinity under that roof, has been nonstop going. He's looking pretty big. He's covered in sweat. And then in the background, we see Brian Shaw just warming up with some bands in the background, getting ready for two Titans about to clash.
So just getting warmed up here on one of the side tables. A lot of people here tonight for sure, which is fun. So Devon's over there, and once I get warmed up, I'll hop over there with him. We'll have some fun.
I must admit, man, Brian Shaw knows how to utilize the light for filming. The way that he stood, that was low-key cinematic for a fucking tin roof garage.
I'll bring it back here. So let me come lower here and then full here. Yep.
Brian Shaw's telling him how he wants to warm up. We see Jody here.
Thank you. All right, sir. Totally good. Tell me if I get in a spot, whatever.
This coach schedule. So basically, I'm not really going to go too much on offense, okay? Okay, like I'm going to try and feel you. I'm going to try and take your hand.
Okay.
Okay? But you'll have stuff to work off of.
Got it.
You're just going to beat the shit out of me. Okay? But I am going to try to take your hand a bit.
Got it.
And then we'll kind of float in that. You can adjust. We can restart.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you heard it there. So Devon Larratt says that his left is a little bit, but his right is fresh, completely good to go. Brian Shaw says that he just essentially wants to be coached. You know, if he gets in some bad positions, you know, to coach him. Devon Larratt says that he's not going to be going 100% with him. He's just going to be kind of holding on. He will be taking his hand and going for his hand, but then kind of playing along and take it from there. And so that's what's going to happen here. So obviously, you know, Devon is still miles ahead of Brian, but this is super exciting to see him. Brian Shaw is still so strong.
This guy got a future or what? Does this guy got a future?
No doubt, no doubt.
You want to put the strap on me?
I want everybody to know that this face right here is actually the pinnacle, the peak of arm wrestling. He is the face of arm wrestling, and this is peak arm wrestling. Oh, we went back too far. I wanted to show you guys this. This is the peak arm wrestling shape right here. There it is. This is the guy. This is the best guy at arm wrestling, and this is his shape. This is what it looks like, man. Right there. Look at it at all his glory, man. I love it so much.
This guy got a future or what? Does this guy got a future?
No doubt, no doubt.
You want to put the strap on me? Little bit of a strong human being. I'm strapped up. Been 5 months since his first match, okay? So absolutely an amateur by all accounts still, but probably the strongest amateur on planet Earth.
Well said. Look at the size of his arms, dude. Devon very gearing up. Also take into account the fact that Devon Larratt has not stopped arm wrestling. Brian Shaw moving for a press. Flop wrist press. Wow. Holy shit. I want to take it to look at the size of Brian Shaw's arm. That's fucking ridiculous. I want to shed some light on the fact that we just saw Brian Shaw do a flop wrist press, which is undoubtedly probably the move that's going to beat Levon Saginashvili. Props to him. And he did pin Devon's arm. Let's also keep in mind that Devon Larratt's probably been pulling for hours. He's drenched in sweat. Let's keep watching.
That was a strong man.
That was good in this.
Really good, yeah.
You can kind of see where the chalk has disappeared, where Brian Shaw is putting pressures in his hand. So we see it kind of in his palm, and also he's really applying pressure in his fingertips. Nice drive by Brian. He is losing his hand. Brian Shaw staying outside for now.
Come on, let's go.
Good switch. Really good.
Woo! That was a little bit scary to see when Brian Shaw was kind of switching to the press, but his hand was a little bit kind of high, and then Devon took his hand. That was a little bit of a scary position to be in, but Devon was experienced enough, and I'm sure that was strong as hell. We saw the strain on Devon's face there. What a super exciting match there to see.
Should I try to climb more in the center? Real good, okay? I'm trying to keep it real balanced, and you're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. You can, listen, with me, you can swing a bit more, okay? You know what I mean? Like, you can go a bit faster. Yeah.
Devon Larratt say, hey, buddy, loosen the chains a little bit. Give it to me, son. Look at this. I can't get over the size of Brian Shaw's fucking arm. Bro, my fucking jaw just dropped. That match. That was insane to see. That outside drive from Brian Shaw, you could see the striations in his shoulders from this massive piece of Christmas ham he's got on his fucking shoulder. What is going on? And then the transition to the flop wrist press. Looked a little bit unhealthy, but still the shoulder was there. The strength was clearly there. What a fucking awesome match.
Really good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Holy.
Go get the monster over here. Use the strap, right?
Brian's risers dumped. Got a little bite on cup. Devin lets it go.
Really good. Now, do you want to stop one more, or you want to?
Yeah, Devin is feeling that Brian is fading. He's certainly getting gassed, and that's why he let it go. He could feel that Brian wasn't really giving as much as he was, and that's why Devin now is saying, you want to keep going? Because I could feel that you're a little bit gassed now, buddy.
Let's take a break and we'll jump back in.
Yeah.
Awesome, buddy. Really good.
Are we gonna see you up here?
Are you gonna see me where? On here? Oh, we'll see. The night is young. I am not, but the night is.
She may not be young, but still beautiful as ever, that lady. Keep rocking.
So I have taken a decent break here. Devin has probably arm wrestled at least 6 different people. Endurance of this man is ridiculous.
Yeah, well said by Brian Shaw there about the endurance of Devon Larratt. Let's not forget that Devon Larratt served in the Canadian Special Forces. He was known for doing innumerable amounts of push-ups, running, incredibly long distances in the Army. He's always been a very tall and slender man. Some people speculate that he's got a genetic mutation that allows his endurance to just essentially have no limits. Devon Larratt.
This is ridiculous.
I'm just having fun, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Look at the gnarly gristleness of Devon Larratt's arms here. He's like so battle hardened and sinewy and gristly, and I love, like, look at that. Is that not just the fucking most gnarliest arm? I aspire so much, man, to just when I'm 50 years old to just have these grotesque, disgusting, gnarly, fucking freakish arms on me, man. You have to appreciate that. Yeah, Brian Shaw's fairly gassed in here. Devon Larratt giving it up again.
Now I'm gonna go after your hand hard. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm having to go after it real hard.
Good?
Very good.
You want to go again, Mark?
Yes.
They're going another round to the left here. Nice hit. Put Devon on the ropes a little bit here. He's surely opened up. Devon's hand dumped. Reclaimed. He's got pronator. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, nice commitment with that shoulder. It was there.
Rest in peace, Levon.
Nice run next, you gotta keep climbing. There he is.
Good shit. Buddy, thank you. When you start to come forward,
I want to highlight something in that round there. Devon Larratt, he's so experienced and he's so awesome when it comes to training. He's like the perfect training partner because he allows you to be in a very advantageous position because he's stronger than you. And so he wants to put himself in a disadvantaged position to experience those pressures, obviously in a disadvantaged position, making him stronger in those areas, which is a smart thing to do. And that's how good arm wrestling training is done. The veteran, the senior, always lets the grasshopper, the younger, kind of have things and get more advantages and, you know, pull harder, and the veteran kind of just holds on and experiences those pressures. And that's good arm wrestling training here. And this is what we see from Devon Larratt. I wanted to point this out, that in these matches, Devon Larratt is intentionally kind of cupping low. He's not getting a bunch of height on Brian. He's allowing Brian to come up higher on him and gain that height advantage over Devon. And we see him doing this all the time with everybody, but he's even doing it with Brian Shaw here, which is fantastic training. And then Devon will also even just reel it out a little bit. He'll hold a tight bicep hold and he reels it out. And the second that he starts to feel Brian coming into the press, which is, I'm sure, very, very strong, then we see Devon take it back, take Brian's hand and hold back into the center. So here's reeling it out. He has a low hand. He's letting Brian essentially have all the advantages. He's holding a bicep lock here, and he's letting Brian get over to the A side and you know, get close to the pad here. Brian moves into a press, and then Devon starts to exceed on his face, and then Devon starts to pronate, take Brian's hand, and then obviously get back to center. And that's what Devon is saying, is that when he comes forward, that is scary, because I'm sure that a press from Brian Shaw is unbelievable. Same thing here. Wow. Wow, we saw the same thing there in the last round where Devon was kind of letting him reel out, but this time Brian Shaw had a little bit more of a bite, and this is left hand as well. Brian Shaw had a little bit more of a bite on his press. He was closer to the bat. He had a little bit more shoulder commitment, and Devon was much more opened up, essentially in a full Kings, and was on all bicep on his left hand, and Brian Shaw took it. Very, very impressive.
Yeah. Buddy, thank you. I tell you, if I had the good hair, I would have just.
I know.
Yeah, it's been right in there.
I like your hair.
It is an upgrade.
You guys like his haircut?
Yeah, we do. Should have seen it about 2 hours ago. Even better.
All right, guys. Great training tonight. A lot of good energy in the room for sure. Devon, obviously still going. I'm sweating. I'm tired for sure, but that's why he's the master that he is and at the level that he is.
Team West's #1 amateur right there. And I hate even just calling you an amateur, but it's the truth. You know, 5 months in, you're doing awesome, buddy. Awesome.
We're getting there. Steps in the right direction.
Wow. Okay, guys, my goodness. Key takeaways from this video. Brian Shaw has a press, and that's scary. Brian Shaw is a scary human. He's so fucking large, and he's lost a lot of weight, and he's still, I mean, he looks more scary. Devon Larratt is Devon Larratt. This guy is ridiculous. Another key takeaway, Brian Shaw needs to work on his endurance. Now, not to say that Levon Saginashvili has the best endurance in the world. Obviously, we saw him need a fucking oxygen mask, and his endurance has gotten better. I do believe, though, no matter what, between the both of them, I think the strength will be comparable to the point where it may come down to a battle of attrition between the two giants. And so I would love to see Brian Shaw up his endurance a little bit when it comes to the arm wrestling world. And the only way you do that is kind of how Devon Larratt has done. Is a lot of time in the game and a lot of time on the table and a lot of time pulling and conditioning your muscles and your tendons to hold a prolonged isometric load. And that is certainly kind of contrary to a lot of the training that Brian Shaw has done for World's Strongest Man. Not completely in a sense. I mean, some strongman holds certainly do require a prolonged isometric hold under load, but in obviously much different areas. It'll be super interesting regardless. So that's super exciting to see. Brian Shaw, after 5 months of arm wrestling training, is looking very, very scary with a huge potential. And if he takes it to the top, he's going to be the top. And that's a very fun world to live in and a very interesting idea to play with in your mind and about the sport of arm wrestling. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave a comment of anything else that you would love to see or any ways that we can make these things better, dude. I'm just out here getting started, man, really. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Stay strong. Keep arm wrestling. I'll see you guys next time.